Hello everyone, long time no see, and I'm sorry about that. These are the last two wars of season 34 coming to you now just before season 35. I was extremely busy with work stuff and house movie stuff, which is still happening, but I have found some time. And we are going to kind of whiz through these two wars. Now, the first war, this one, it's not very interesting, and you can see I've got Quake on my team, so you know what that means. I can't remember. I had a relatively minor role for this war, and I am going to do the usual thing and just fast forward these Quake fights. I have White Magneto with me just to give me a bit of extra attack because I'm a bit nervous about these because I've not been quaking at all recently. I used to do it quite a lot, and the last time I did Quake in war, I got hit in every single fight. But as you can see here, didn't get hit, which of course is kind of all I needed to do. I released one heavy attack against him, but he still had a bit of power, so not a perfect fight, but doesn't really matter. Next is I-Hulk on this second node of Path 2. It's a bit of a classic placement. I don't really know why people keep placing him here. I guess because you degen a bit with the what's it called? Brute Force during his immortality, but of course bring Nick Fury. I always like to play the strike counter, as I'm doing here. Don't quite push myself to an SP1 here, which is annoying. So he gains a bit of Furies, but I throw it immediately. Now, as ever, when I'm fighting I-Hulk, I can't really remember the rest of my videos, but presumably you guys can't either. I think I fought him here before with Fury. My tactic is always to, ideally, kill him before he gets 15 of his gamma charges and can go immortal. So allow most of my damage to be damage over time effects, i.e. the big bleeds, but of course the strike counter gets in the way of that sometimes slightly because you don't necessarily always want to do a full combo against him. There I don't punish because I want to do a heavy. And again, just all about playing strike counter. I'm reparrying all the time in this fight, I don't know why I keep missing my normal parries. He's on 11, I'm thinking, yeah, maybe he'll get to 15. But after this light attack bleed, it's pretty clear that he's we just managed to sneak in there another 14. So overall, pretty simple fight. As you can see, there's only 1 hour and a half left on this. I think there was I think my guys were. I had the middle path of section 2 going after the boss was down, so that some guys could. Some fights didn't have the global, including this fight, I guess technically, but I am quaking it. I was nervous about this fight because the AI doesn't necessarily always behave, and sometimes they throw a heavy when you're doing Quake stuff, and if Black Widow Clairvoyant here throws a heavy, she's going to be unblockable for a period of time, which means I can't accidentally parry. So of course there's quite a lot of ifs, but there is a way this fight goes wrong. Luckily, as you can see from the fast forward, this fight does not go wrong. And yeah. Don't need to. Do I finish her off with the stylish heavy? Not very stylish actually, but there we go. And that's Quake done for this war, so I was quite pleased about that. I was quite nervous. And now I'm taking this Invisible Woman. Invisible Woman I've definitely spoken about before, pretty easy. She is of course the global, but now the global's down, so it doesn't matter. I don't even bother throwing on my last... Oh no, I think I'm saving... Sorry, someone else is taking my last White Magneto pre-fight for the next fight. Because I'm Nick Fury, I like to, if I do parry heavy, then I shed all her debuffs, so she's not going to go unblockable. Here she is unblockable, but I just wait them out, and I also am unblockable, so I take advantage of that. I don't often do that. I only like to do that when I'm sure that when I dash in, I'll hit them, rather than me getting hit, because that happens sometimes, and you get intercepted, and it's not great. But she is basically already dead, so nice and easy fight. Also. And that is my contribution over for this last war. I have to wait for my alliance bit to move up before I can put white mags on that long shot. And now we go into the last war of the season. And there is a bit of tension here because, of course, I have not actually died this season. And this is my last chance, as it were. Now, for this final war, I've got Archangel, I've got Dr. Doom, and a supporting White Magneto. Dr. Doom, wow, that's the first time I brought him to war. Well, don't get too excited. I only brought him in because I might have been taking a Nova fight later with Doom. Like the guy I was sending, I can't even. I think I sent Spidey against him in the end, and the guy soloed it and it was fine. But he said, you know, if I die, you can clean up with Doom. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I brought my Doom, but I wasn't necessarily planning on using him. But then I thought, well, you know, this is Doom is such a counter to this fellow. What the hell is his name? Airwalker. So it's a counter to Airwalker. So I think to myself, well, I'm supposed to be using Archangel this fight, but you know, screw it. Let's have some fun. Let's use Doom. Because of course Doom doesn't have the armor breaks, so there's no stacking debuffs and no degen and all that stuff. So I think to myself, yeah, there's surely no way rank 4 Doom is dying to a rank 3 Airwalker here. So see, I took AA there because I'm thinking go with AA, and I'm like, nah, that's fine. Doom will take it. I therefore waste some time on the vulnerability by chucking on, or choosing to not put on, the power boost because they do nothing but a bit of extra damage. And finally we get in this fight. This fight is a bit janky just because of the power mechanics don't really work for Doom. So I just go for a parry heavy because again I'm trying to play a strike counter, and my hope here is to push him over the SP1. I'm not necessarily. I'm not optimistic about doing the usual Doom cycle and all that stuff. Here, I'm just, yeah, just doing anything I can and attempting to kill him with my basic hits rather than the big Doom stuff. And there I actually get tagged, which is annoying, but my invulnerability boost does the job. Normal parry heavy rather than medium into heavy. There I'm anti-baiting, you can see I'm doing that reasonably well. I'm holding block as soon as, you know, here, or not here, but earlier I was holding block as soon as I finished my combo so that he would dash into me without throwing his specials. That works very well against this power sharing node or whatever the hell it's called. Yeah, just by hitting him basically, as you can see, that this fight's nearly over. In fact, this fight is over. So, nice and simple. And that's all the action Doom is going to see this war. I'm on path 2 all the time, I don't know. Well, here I am again. This time instead of I-Hulk, it's Miles Morales. Just before I go into this fight, I think to myself, am I missing something here? Is there some, you know, can I use A against him? And of course I can. I just had a sort of pre-fight jitter. I just need to remember that if I do Dex, the global may will trigger. That instantly whole block, get a nice reparry. And do the same thing again. Lovely reparry, stack on all these Neros, and the, yeah. Trivial fight. There I don't even punish, I just back off, and yeah. So, nice and easy. How quick was that? 17 seconds. That might be my quickest fight all season. Now I'm waiting for somebody else to take this Penny Parker. And in a once I've healed up and such, I'm going to be taking Node 23 Moleman. This definitely could be an APOC fight, but to be honest, and this is this is part of the theme for this video. This season, I've not had that many fights. It was a slightly weird season where certain champions were really important to the meta. Spidey 2099, Immortal Abomination, APOC, and Nimrod are probably my top 4. And the guys who had those champs at rank 4 got the lion's share of the fights this season. In particular the Spidey 2099 guys, we used him all the time, because he was very rarely banned. And as such, I just didn't really... Look at that, no parry at all there. I had less to do in general this season. I think I came 5th, or possibly 4th in the battle group, in terms of number of fights at the end, so... not too bad, but I'm a bit self-conscious about the number of fights I'm taking. Here I'm playing the Mixed Master while also getting my hits when he's parried, and it's going completely fine. Sorry, there's very little to say about this fight. Anyway, I ended up taking it because I knew I could. I had a perfectly good counter, and I thought I just felt kind of bad just because I'd not done that many fights, and I sort of wanted to feel like I was pulling my weight a bit. So my alliance mate it's Asta Nova I mentioned earlier. My alliance mate ended up soloing it the Spidey 2099, and it is now the next morning. The global is down. We took it down with the link still up, and so I'm fighting the Sim Supreme. It's just a normal Sim Supreme. This is Rich Get Richer again, so Rich Get Richer power, and of course the trap here is that you send in someone with buffs, and then they get nullified and you die because it's Sim Supreme. But whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm using AA, and there's no global, so there's no miss and all that good stuff. And I have one of the mini fights as well with the global down. Do I even use an invulnerability boost? I think I probably do. Yeah. Yes, this was a sort of semi-boss rush, this war, where the boss went down when much of Section 2 was still up. I think I do use invulnerability because, of course, these are my last two fights, and if I solo them both, then I go Deathless, so I'm wanting to not screw this up. This first fight is not really a problem. Don't even heal to full, although I do miss my initial parry, and again I miss my second parry because I suck. Get some bleeds. Yeah, the fight's kind of fine now. He cooperates and throws his special, so don't even need to worry about his power or anything like that. Into the SP1 as I like to do, and haven't had brilliant luck with my Neuros, but enough luck, and he's fine there. I'm just going to block. Well, deck's the end, but yeah. Pretty simple. Now, the last fight is Cersei on this mini, which is a bit of a tricksy mini. It sort of looks harmless enough, and maybe it is harmless. It's the node where if they have a regen buff, they are unblockable. And of course, Cersei does get a regen buff when you hit her when she's got her glancing buff active. So the plan with AA, and I think the other battle groups, when they've had this same assignment, they've also sent AA, is to just do your normal AA stuff. Your regular hits won't trigger her glancing because it's done if you do a certain amount of damage over your base attack. And don't let her throw a heavy. What that means is get your initial parry, because if you sort of miss your initial parry and she throws a heavy, you might be in some trouble. So I'm thinking here, right, I just have to... Do I even go for the... Yeah, I try, but luckily she backs off and I'm able to get a proper parry. I need another one here, and then I just completely miss it. Miss again. I get hit again, and I'm thinking, what the hell? What's going on? No poisons. Luckily I get some on the SP1, but she's unblockable. It somehow triggered the glancing. So now I'm in the corner. I throw a heavy, even though I shouldn't. She goes unblockable again. From here, from her SP1, I managed to evade it. She still got the heavy, the glancing. It's finally gone, and I'm in the corner. Throw my SP1 like a madman. Luckily, and no bleeds or anything, so great. I'm kind of cornered. I don't have my vulnerability boost anymore, but the situation's reset, and my heavy triggers the glancing again. And at this point, I'm thinking, cripes. Now, I remember eventually that I can still take blocked hits to get the poison on her, even with the glancing. So I managed to get one off, but I also took a couple of hits. So I'm not happy at this point. Throw my SP1. Luckily, none of it crits, and we land a load of debuffs and a couple of Neuros. So now I'm thinking, okay, this is it. Let's go. The way out. And we managed to finish it out. So that was ridiculous. I didn't go into that fight feeling very nervous. I wasn't thinking, oh, the stakes are so high, whatever. I just went in, and maybe I was nervous on some level because I just got completely smacked around. But we didn't die. A solo is a solo, as we say, which means season 34 was deathless. I'm not sort of massively proud of it because, as I've said, I've not had that many fights in the past. I've sort of taken the most or second most in the group. But still, it's nice to have a deathless season, even though it wasn't a sort of stellar season. I didn't have 100+ fights or anything like that. Didn't even come close. Or 80, I don't know. Yeah, not a massive amount. But of course, it was fine. And we ended up getting Masters, which was great. We did become the very bottom of Masters. I think we may have done, or something like it. So, we achieved our goal, which is all we ever want to do. And that's season 34. I look forward to season 35. Thank you to anyone who's been watching this and has stayed to the end and listening to this jabbering. I will see you all quite soon for more videos. Exciting. Ta-ta.